A door slowly opened. A round man emerged carrying a gigantic black pot. "I love to eat," he said. "Here's a pot. Let me see what two master's cooks can do with it." "Watch and see," said one traveler with glee. The two travelers filled the pot with cold water and built a fire. Some flames licked the sides of the pot and billows of steam rose into the air. Curious people began to gather. "What is happening?" the townspeople asked. "We are making an unusual soup," said one of the travelers. "It requires a special magical ingredient. I am certain we will find it in this town." All the eyes in the crowd watched as one of the travelers reached down and picked up an ordinary stone. He tossed it in the pot with a splash. "Psh! We're making stone soup," he said. That is the title of the story, Stone Soup. It will be nutritious, delicious, incredible, and edible. But it would taste better, he paused and sighed, "if we only had a carrot." "Where would we find a carrot in this town?" the other travelers asked. "We knocked on every door and everywhere we heard, 'I don't care, I won't share, there is no food.' Then perhaps we cannot make the delicious soup after all," they both announced with a sad shrug of the shoulders and began to turn away. A child timidly raised her hand and said, "Wait, I might have a small carrot." "Excellent," shouted the travelers. "Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. We're making stone soup. This magical soup would taste even better if we had a potato," they added. A deep voice in the back of the crowd called out, "I have a potato." "Wonderful," shouted the travelers. "Bring what you got. Put it in the pot. We're making stone soup. It would taste better still," they said, "if we had just a few more ingredients." "Perhaps," said one villager, "I could bring a green bean." "Well," said another, "if you're going to bring a green bean, I will bring a kernel of corn." "I shall not be outdone," cried another. "I will bring an egg noodle." One by one, voices announced, "I will bring a slice of celery. I will bring a pinch of pepper. I can bring a sprig of parsley. I might have a tiny turnip." "Well, what are you waiting?" cried the travelers. "Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. We are making stone soup." Everyone in the town ran home to bring one small thing to put in the pot. Food flew through the air and landed with splashes in the growing soup. Soon, the huge pot was full and simmering, and a wonderful smell drifted through the air. The smell was so tempting, people brought out bowls, spoons, chairs, and tables. They placed hearty loaves of bread, chunks of cheese, and bowls of fruit on the tablecloths. Everyone came to taste the soup and marveled at the flavor. "It's amazing," said one woman. "These two travelers made such a delicious soup out of stone." "Out of a stone?" said the travelers with a grin. "And a magical ingredient, sharing." As the travelers left the town, they said, "If anyone ever wants to make the soup again, just remember the recipe. Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. Every bit counts, from the largest to the least. Together we can celebrate a stone soup feast." And friends, that is the story, Stone Soup, which was retold by Heather Forrest and illustrated by Susan Gaber. So friends, let's think about the solutions the travelers tried. The first solution was they started to knock on doors to get the stone soup ingredients. And what did everyone say? No. No, I do not have food here. There is no food here. So then they decided to announce that they are master cooks. So that solution turned into someone bringing them a pot. And then they started saying they needed ingredients. But if no one can make the ingredients, then they will not be able to make the delicious stone soup. Because they claimed that there was no food in the village or they just simply would not share. Then they figured out if they want to taste this delicious soup, they need to share. So they all decided to chip in some ingredients. It didn't matter how small of an amount, every bit counted. And the travelers were filled with glee. What do you think it means to be gleeful or to be filled with glee? That means to be happy. Glee is similar to happy or happiness. And that is the story, Stone Soup.